Chapter 15. The Pulse. The sleeper did not move. Its eye remained open, a fissure of radiance that seemed to gaze through them rather than at them. The vast chest still rose and fell in that steady rhythm, exhaling mist that rolled like tides across the floor. No limb twitched, no head lifted, and yet the vault was changing. The veins underfoot brightened, threads of light racing away from the chamber, branching into corridors unseen. With each pulse, the glow spread further, illuminating arches and tunnels until the very walls seemed alive. The sound followed, a low hum that grew with every cycle. It wasn't mechanical, nor entirely organic. It was both, and neither, vibrating through the alloy floor, rattling in the bones of every person present. Mack muttered something obscene, voice cracking. He looked around as the prisoners shrank from the light, clutching each other like children. One man banged his fists against the wall, as if to beat back the glow, but the alloy pulsed beneath his blows with mocking indifference. Ace staggered forward, his breath ragged. The voices inside him had changed again. No longer words hammered into him like brands. Now they branched, multiplied, spreading into channels that felt endless. He clutched his helmet, gasping. It's not just me, he felt it. The sleeper's reach. The whispers weren't confined to his skull. They flowed outward, far beyond this chamber, spilling into 1,000 streams. He could almost sense them, threads of thought stretching into the black beneath the planet's surface, climbing upward toward the rock above, leaping outward into the silence of space. He dropped to his knees, overwhelmed. His voice shook. It's touching everything. Mack crouched beside him, frantic. Ace, stay with me. What's it doing? Talk to me, what's it bloody doing? Ace tried to answer, but the words dissolved into a sob. Tatic, non-existent. Stone, by contrast, stood serene. The shard blazed in his hand, pulses matching the vault's beat, brighter with every cycle. His visor caught the light as he turned, calm as though in prayer. It remembers itself. Max spun on him, fury cutting through his fear. Remembers itself? It's bleeding into the whole bloody planet. Look at it! He jabbed a trembling finger at the glowing veins. This isn't memory. It's infection! Stone did not flinch. It was never dead, only waiting. The shard brought us here because it belongs here. Because we belong here. Don't you dare. Mack's voice cracked into a shout. He stalked toward Stone, rifle clutched like a club. Don't you dare stand there and... The ground shuddered. Both men froze. The prisoners wailed in renewed terror. Dust fell from unseen heights above, and the ribs of alloy overhead groaned with sound like distant thunder. The vault was alive. Not only this chamber, all of it. Ace lifted his head, eyes wide, voice raw. It's spreading. There are other chambers, dozens, hundreds. It's everywhere. The hum intensified, rolling through the floor in waves. With each beat, light surged outward along unseen channels, disappearing into the black. One of the convicts pointed upward, shrieking. They all followed his gaze. The ceiling itself had begun to glow. Lines of light crawled across the high blackness like veins under skin, branching outward until the rock seemed translucent. Shapes like circuitry or constellations revealed themselves, flaring brighter with every pulse. The sleeper remained still, but its presence was no longer confined. It seeped into the stone, into the sky above, into the air in their lungs. Mack's fear boiled into anger. He seized Stone by the chest plate, shoving him back against the glowing floor. You did this, that bloody shard. You brought us here like a beacon. His helmet visor pressed inches from Stone's, voice spitting with rage. You've killed us all. Stone did not fight. His grip tightened on the shard, and his voice remained steady. It would have awakened anyway. We are only witnesses. Mack drew back a fist, trembling with the urge to strike. The pulse surged again, light flooding the chamber, and he froze mid-swing. His hand dropped, his body shaking. This isn't witnessing, he whispered. This is damnation. Ace forced himself upright, though his body rebelled. The voices inside him were too many, too vast, yet he felt a single thread pulling at him, pulling at them all. The sleeper wasn't awakening blindly. It was choosing. The prisoners seemed to feel it too. Their cries shifted from terror to something worse, despair. One by one they sank to the floor, whispering, rocking, some striking their heads against the ground as though to blot out what pressed into their minds. One prisoner, eyes wide with rapture, whispered, "It knows my name." Then he collapsed, lifeless, as though the knowing itself had burned him away. The hum built into a vibration that made teeth ache. The veins of light converged once more toward the sleeper's colossal body, racing like rivers to its core. The fissure of its eye flared brighter, so bright their visors blacked out entirely, leaving them blind for several seconds. When vision returned, the chamber had changed. Above them, the ceiling was no longer just glowing veins. It was alive with patterns, circles within circles, geometry that spun like machinery the size of cities. From far below, beneath the vault, came a sound, a scream, not animal, not human, not even mechanical. It was all of those things at once, a layered roar that echoed up through the planet's bones. It seemed to come from everywhere, rising and falling in harmony with the sleeper's breath. The prisoners collapsed at the sound, some convulsing, others clawing at their ears though no pressure could block it. Mack dropped to his knees, hands shaking against his helmet. "Sweet Christ Almighty," he rasped. "What's happening down there?" Ace's voice was a whisper, hollow. "It's waking the others." The chamber shuddered once more. Light flared across the ceiling, so intense it spilled outward, not just illuminating the vault but bleeding into cracks above, into tunnels unseen. For the first time since stepping inside, they knew with certainty the sleeper was not alone. The pulse slowed, but it did not fade. The light dimmed slightly, holding steady now, as though the initial surge had spread far enough. The hum persisted, resonant, an endless note that underpinned the silence. The sleeper's eye remained open, bright as ever. It did not close. It did not move. It simply watched. And as the squad stood trembling in its gaze, Ace understood the truth pressing into him, wordless yet undeniable. This was only the beginning.
That is the end for this one. Make sure you come back for more, and like and subscribe. See you soon.